What's a quote that always gives you peace? And now that you don't have to be perfect, you can be good. John Steinbeck. Don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. You will become way less concerned with what other people think of you when you realize how seldom they do. David Foster Wallace, Infinite Jest. Not really a quote, but a therapist told me to go with the plan, not the mood helps me to get things done on harder days. My best friend, who was struggling with a terrible illness, used to say, "I'll survive. Or I won't. And it'll be okay." I always thought to myself, WTF, of course it won't be okay if you die. But then she died. And you know what? Things are okay. I've taken on quite a bit of her Zen attitude about things. I guess that was her gift to me. Edit wow, thanks you for all the upvotes and awards, made my day. It is a far greater victory to make another see through your eyes than to close theirs forever. It's uncomfortable for a lot of people to have serious, difficult discussions. But it isn't a compelling enough reason not to have them. Regardless of how it might make other people feel about you when they disagree with your perception of the world. Educating people, challenging each other's views, and growing together outweighs the contempt some may express. The vitriol they may spew. Worrying is like praying for something you don't want. What lies behind us and what lies ahead of us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Henry David Thoreau. I do not fear death. I had been dead for billions and billions of years before I was born, and had not suffered the slightest inconvenience from it. Mark Twain. Your mistakes are life lessons, not life sentences. You can make no mistakes and still lose. The grass is not greener on the other side of the fence, it's greener where you water it. Wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are. Kurt Cobain. Went through a really bad breakup and was just completely emotionally destroyed. I was in a deep dark place when I read a quote on Reddit from Winnie the Pooh. I had a hard time remembering it one night and changed it slightly to fit my situation. How lucky we are to have had something that makes it so hard to say goodbye. That shit got me through some of the darkest days of my life. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. When you build in silence, people don't know what to attack. This too shall pass. A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. Don't look down on someone who mispronounces a word. It means they learned it by reading. What is grief if not love persevering? Soon, you will have forgotten everything. Soon, everybody will have forgotten you. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. I really like a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. For the longest time I only knew the beginning part. Jack of all trades and a master of none. I told my counselor about it once, saying I wish I was really good at something, and she told me the full quote. Really made me think of things a lot differently. When someone makes bad faith criticism, well, that's just your opinion, man, the dude. When I had to put my dog down. I've loved you your entire life and I'll miss you for the rest of mine. It'll be all right in the end. If it's not all right, then it isn't the end. Why are you looking back? You're not going that way. I love this question because quotes really get me through life. Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. Maya Angelou. In some way, suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning. Viktor E. Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. There is no such thing as too late in life. We need to forgive ourselves. For all the things we didn't do. All the things we should have done. You can't get stuck on the regrets of what should have happened. Both from Tuesdays with Morrie. If you're going through hell, keep going. At the end of the day, we can endure much more than we think we can. Frida Kahlo. I wish it need not have happened in my time, said Frodo. So do I, said Gandalf, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. Intro to Stoic philosophy right there. No matter where you go, there you are. When you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. It reminds me not to get into wars with PPL commenting on Reddit or YouTube. Be curious, not judgmental. My dad used to say, it came to pass not to stay. You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. Dan Millman. Go placidly amid the noise and the haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Max Ehrmann. You don't need to see the end to keep running forward. There's a difference between being understanding and being a doormat. You need to know where the line is. Anger is like holding on to a hot coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. I think that's Buddha. It gets easier. Every day it gets a little easier, but you gotta do it every day. That's the hard part, but it does get easier. I kick. Fear is a part of life. Only the dead have nothing to fear. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Do no harm, but take no shit. There are many paths to the top of the mountain. Is usually how I paraphrase it in my head. But the full quote is, there are many paths to the top of the mountain, the only one wasting his time, is the one who runs around telling everyone else which path to take. So it goes from Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. Yesterday is but a dream. And tomorrow is only a vision. And today well lived, makes yesterday a dream of happiness. And every tomorrow a vision of hope. Kalidasa. Be like a lotus, at ease in muddy water. It always centers me while I'm working. I work a very fast-paced job that can get chaotic when we're busy, and just thinking that line helps chill me out and keep me focused. Lotus flowers have to grow through all the murk and darkness to get to the top and finally bloom, so I like to think I'm like one, blooming in the chaos of my work. If all you're gonna do is watch, then you're gonna watch your life go by without you. Hunchback of Notre Dame. The objective in life is to leave the world better than you found it. My mom always says, things will look better though tomorrow's morning light. I love it because she's right. Don't put a question mark where there is a period. Do I contradict myself? Very well, then I contradict myself. I am large. I contain multitudes. Walt Whitman. Never look at someone else's bowl to see if they have more, only look to see if they have enough. Shit floats. Helped me feel better about getting laid off from a corporate job. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Earl Nightingale. If you have a problem with a solution, you have no problem. If you have a problem with no solution, you have no problem. Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son. Dean Wormer. To be angry is easy. Du Brocht, Keen Heiliger, zu sein, ein Mensch reicht. You don't need to be a saint, being human is enough. It doesn't translate very well though. Challenge your preconceptions, or they will challenge you. If it's out of your control, what do you gain by stressing out over it?